remotely. Great.
Hey, class. Welcome to the final week. Who's excited? I know I am.
Yeah.
You guys have been working so hard this semester, and I'm really stoked to see, the final hurrah that's coming up on Thursday. It's going to be amazing to see all your pitches and your great ideas. Honestly, all of them are really impressive, guys. Come and show off to the world. Today, I'm really excited to dive a little deeper into more than just showing off and giving your pitch to the VCs. How are you going to actually implement this? So I know we've got a 7-minute technical demonstration, kind of how your application is really going to achieve the things that you want to achieve. So I encourage you all today, if we're reviewing either the live presentations or if they're pre-recorded, take some notes and have some hard questions for these guys as to what do you mean you're going to do X with token X, on what chain, right? To really kind of investigate is do people do their due diligence and research? Does it seem like this product could be feasibly implemented, even if it isn't quite yet? And hopefully it is in some cases. So with that, I think I'll get off stage and yield the floor.
Yes. Ooh. Yeah. Awesome. So just once again, we have our 9 teams here. I think it's renumbered. Okay, that's okay. But we have our 9 teams, and we're going to kick it off with Team Healthcare. So awesome.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Let me know when I can start.
Yeah. Cool. And you're sharing from here too?
I will eventually.
Okay, great. And then you can just switch to
because I don't think I have the sharing option because you'll have to get me on.
Yeah, makes sense. So then you can just, you can just switch over.
Roger.
Cool.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. So our solution, health change, is actually comprising a lot of moving parts. So I'll try my best to make sense of it in 7 minutes. So the idea, as you might have already heard through other past 2 pitches, we are trying to create a blockchain crowdfunding platform on Ethereum. I'm going to cover why Ethereum and different things. But the entire idea, I'm going to just deep down to the very, very high level architecture. The idea is that we are going to have a React.js front end, and that is going to be connected to a Node.js middleware. That Node.js middleware is basically going to be the brain of the entire thing. It is going to make sure that it is accepting all the React.js calls. It is going to have an API route, API web server. It is going to process all the data. It's going to make sure all the data that is required to go to the blockchain goes to the blockchain, and interact with IPFS, off-chain storage, external APIs. I'm going to dive deeper into this later. So I'm just trying to cover it on a very high level. And we have a process management queue also. So I'm also going to cover why we need that. So this is on a very high level, our architecture. In terms of the main functional components, we have 5 main components. If you look at that, we have an admin portal, an NGO portal, a donation portal, and a DAO portal. The admin portal is basically for us to manage the platform in terms of onboarding multiple partners, in terms of flagging users, in terms of looking at analytics, all those things. We have an NGO portal that is specifically for the partners that we are trying to partner with in terms of making this idea into an actual implementation. We have NGOs on the ground who will be helping us. So this is for them in order to refer to people, onboard them, and even they can flag users based on their performance or their history. We have a donation portal, which was mostly be automated because it will be done through smart contracts and our backend. And we have a DAO portal. We are still working out on how we are going to establish a DAO here, which is basically the end play. So we haven't dived deeper into DAO portal. For the MVP, the main thing is a user portal. So the functionalities for the user portal will be obviously the authentication, to sign up and log in. We have a KYC integration. So for the KYC integration, we are going to use an external API called, what's the name of it? Just a second. Oh yeah, it's called API Setu. It's by the Government of India. So the Government of India provides developers an option to basically directly use the documents we'll be uploading. So for example, we have our SSN that relates to income here. We have something similar called PAN in India. We are also India has the world's largest identification system called Aadhaar. So basically, a user can just click a photo, and that API will tell us if those identity documents are actual or not, right? So we are going to have that. We'll have our payment APIs. So in the payment APIs, the idea or the end goal is to have both fiat and crypto. And we are going to be partnering with something called WazirX, which is India's largest cryptocurrency exchange. And they allow us to integrate with the India's UPI payment system and also convert multiple tokens and obviously the default, like the base cryptocurrencies we have, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. The other functionalities which are core to the function are create a funding request. So a user can come in and actually create a request. They can view their funding request, how much money has been donated, how much time is left, how much time has reached. Other users can donate money. And then there is a receive withdraw functionality, which will also be automated through smart contracts based on if the amount that was required has been reached, or if the time has passed and the minimum amount was maintained. So this is basically the data flow. A user comes in and the user will log in or sign up. And if they are signing up, they are sent to the KYC external APIs. When the KYC external API registration is successful, they go to the landing page. On the landing page, they'll have two options, which is the donate or the request. Based on the option they choose, for example, if they choose request, they'll be shown a request form. They show that, they upload the documents, and they are able to then monitor the request. If a user is donating, they're able to view the requests that are already there, and they can directly donate to that. And if you can see, it's basically with our payment gateway. And this is all integrated with our smart contracts. So our smart contracts functionality is basically a child parent. We are using a factory contract because all the requests will have almost similar functionality in terms of donation, in terms of user registration, in terms of mapping who is donating what. But the thing that we realized that was the factory contracts do actually use a lot of gas. And since we are using Ethereum, that is not the way to go. So we are moving towards something called an EIP 1167, which is basically a proxy contract. So what is going to happen is we are going to have one base contract, and instead of creating a child every time, we are going to create proxy contracts for that and use a delegate call. So that will save a lot of gas. We are using IPFS to store all the documents, and those CIDs or the IPFS hash will be sent to the blockchain. We are not trying to send any documents or extensive data because blockchain is resource intensive. The KYC I've already covered. We are using API Setu. For the centralized database, centralized database will be MongoDB, or if we are using AWS, maybe DynamoDB. The idea is that it will basically be a backup of everything that is being stored on IPFS and our blockchain. And this will basically be used for most of the querying on the website and all the backup. The front end will have the payment support, the queries filtering, and the document viewer. And the backend will mostly have our payment gateway support for the backend, the Web3 integration, our web server through Express because it's a Node.js backend, and a queue system. Why we are using a queue system is because in a queue system, since we are doing donations, there might be scenarios where we need funds. And since blockchain commits are asynchronous, that means if someone who donated after me, his donation gets accepted first, then in the refund, I should know which person needs to be refunded in terms of the order. So that is mostly why we are creating a queue. And we are using Kafka for that. And yeah, that's mostly it on a high level.
Questions? Anybody got questions?
Yeah.
Do you intend to integrate crypto payments, or are you primarily asking people to pay fiat?
We intend to integrate crypto payments too, and that is why we are using WazirX, because how WazirX functions is, and I think I've highlighted in my FRD document as well, how WazirX functions is they are a KYC enabled crypto exchange. So you can directly give their UPI address, which is basically like you giving their routing number. That payment automatically gets converted and is sent to a smart contract. And the smart contract can then decide if it needs to store that, or if it's already over, they need to refund that. So we can automatically manage that. The idea is we should be allowing people to, and as the end goal, to donate both in fiat and in crypto, because I think Dan mentioned last time, there is a lot of market. If people have stored crypto, they can use that for a good purpose if they are not able to use it somewhere.
I did want to dig into that a little bit more. So thinking about smart contracts backing all of this, if you have things that are non-crypto payments, are you facilitating this in the back end on their behalf?
Yeah.
So effectively doing this automatic conversion.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
I actually had like a I had like a Solidity code ready for the parent, but I didn't get the time, so sorry for that.
Props for getting a little bit deeper into contract implementation and deciding you want to get something small cash.
Yeah.
And how you feel about it.
So I guess just to follow up, so like if I had like some crypto sitting right at the MetaMask, I would need to send it through this exchange first before I can donate.
Yes, and the idea is, because our entire fundamental idea is that we need everything to be tied into a user to improve transparency and trust. If people are basically being able to use black money or different modes of methods for those payments, then it takes away the entire idea why we are creating this. And that is why we are using something like WazirX. The other option was Binance, because both of them in India are KYC enabled. So if someone has to use that, they need to have their KYC done.
What are the like exact cost savings, like moving away from like what you were talking about, like wasting gas with the factory contract to now like using a new approach?
So if you are just replicating a very basic contract, it takes 32,000 GUI using the factory contract. In terms of Ethereum, it might not be a lot, but based on how much gas there is at that moment, because gas fluctuates, and also based on the level of the smart contract, because our every child will have a lot of functionality, given it needs to store like donators, how much donation they are doing, the functionality for donation withdrawal. So based on that, our gas value will be considerably higher, and it will be subjective based on what gas at that time is. So, but at least we are saving 32,000 GUI every time at the minimum. So that was the idea behind moving away from the factory child to the proxy contract.
All right, so that's all the time we have. Fantastic. So just a couple quick things for those of you guys who just came. Again, we are doing technical demos. And for those of you in the decal, thanks for coming here and being able to watch some of the team's amazing presentations. So up next, we have Team Traceability. Give them a round of applause. Yeah, and one more note is that on the Slack, I did also link a Google form in case you wanted to give any total optional feedback to any of the teams. So feel free to use that. Awesome. Stage is yours. Oh, sorry. Okay. You guys want to just open this? Yes. Okay. I'm just going to switch over tabs. Okay. Cool. Let me just rewind. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, we are Traceability. The project problem we were trying to tackle was the lack of visibility with one's donations, the unaccountability with transactions among charities, and the high costs associated with donations processing and banking transactions. So our objective was to create a trustworthy, traceable, and transparent donations product. The audience we were mainly going for were cryptocurrency holders and the generic public who would use crypto to donate. And the core functions of our product that we'll demo today are the ability to donate to products, to track the progress of projects, and list projects. Ooh.
You're signed out of your account.
Oh,
Dang.
really quickly.
Quick pause.
Oh my god.
That's not no.
Sorry about that. Oh, I don't have access anyways.
Well, in the meantime, if any of you wants to actually donate something, we are open. I will be collecting the money, no blue check here.
Hey, at least it's not your app having this one, right?
Yeah.
Somebody else.
No downside.
Blame us on Google.
Oh, there you go.
I have it.
On the Traceable website, once you connect to MetaMask, you can choose to list a project and donate to one. I'll start by listing one since they're currently unlisted. And once you click, I want to list a project, you simply put in the project name and the donation cost and click upload. You'll then be prompted with a MetaMask confirmation, which once you complete that, the project will now be listed. Coming back as a user, I will choose to plant a tree. You'll see the project I just put up. To donate to it, we click plant. And once again, complete the MetaMask confirmation. After we load this, we will show up as the owner. And if we go to our profile, we will see live results on the project we donated to. And if I come back later, you'll see updated information with new data.
Okay, thank you, Jonathan. Okay, so this is the architecture of our app. But since we have run through the demo, I'll be going to the next slide. So for the front end, we use React.js, and for the back end, we use Layer 1 blockchain Ethereum. But for future works, we'll be shifting to Moonbeam Polkadot. We stored our files on IPFS, so there's a pointer that points to IPFS, so you can retrieve the project information. And our testnet that we use is Ganache, but we'll be moving on to Kovan testnet, so that we can deploy on the actual Ethereum network. So why blockchain? Traceability at its core is about being traceable, being transparent, and trust, and having the trust of the people. And this is achieved by using blockchain. So traceability is traceable. The donations are made by users. Are locked by smart contracts that provide a secure transaction with a proof of work. And secondly, blockchain help to reduce the exorbitant administrative costs, transaction costs caused by donation processing and bank transactions. So NGOs and charities spend a huge sum for fundraising and marketing activities, but traceability can help beneficiaries to harness the power of peer-to-peer networks by eliminating the financial intermediaries like banks and thus reducing transaction costs dramatically. And the third, blockchain helps traceability to be transparent. So donors are able to track progress of their donations using our user-friendly application and be motivated to contribute more and avoid donation fatigue. So all in all, traceability minimizes administrative costs through automation, provides more accountability through traceable giving milestones, and allows donors to see more clearly where their funds are going. So it may help to restore some of the lost credibility to charities that prove worthy of the public's trust. So what are our proposed optimizations? Currently, we are using Layer 1 Ethereum, but in the future, we propose to shift to Layer 2 Polygon or Polkadot. So Polkadot utilizes a proof-of-stake system compared to proof of work by Ethereum to verify transactions, and this cuts down on massive amounts of energy. And running on Polygon can achieve 3 to 5 seconds of transaction time, which is extremely quick, and it has extremely low gas fees and carbon emissions. So secondly, we expect that the transaction load will increase in the near future when there are more people using our application, and hence we are looking to scale up our application. And one area that we're looking to is sharding. And this is in line with our shift to Polkadot, which uses sharding in the form of parachains. Yeah, so this is Team Sustainability. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to receiving your questions.
You mentioned you're going for test nets on Ethereum and Ethereum mainnet to begin with, and then maybe moving to Moonbeams. Is the reason you're going that direction as opposed to the opposite?
We are looking. We are more familiar with the Ethereum like code, so we are using that first, and then once we roll out our features, then we'll move towards Moonbeam, which is more environmentally friendly. Yeah.
I would check out Moonbeam. It should be a plug-and-play replacement, almost exactly. So I'd be surprised if you find otherwise. But yeah, that sounds good to me.
I have a question. How do you prevent like an NGO or like some nonprofit from like misusing the funds in their smart contract?
The verifications are by human oracles, so like you have to depend on the organization to verify this. Yeah.
So when Ethereum moves to proof of work, proof of stake, which is later this year, what do you have any idea on what the difference in the throughput might remain in terms of Ethereum proof of stake versus Polkadot?
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Like Ethereum is moving to proof of stake, right?
Yes.
So currently with proof of work, we know there is issues with throughput and scalability, but things are supposed to get resolved. So in terms of the numbers that are coming out with Ethereum 2.0 and Polkadot, do you have like a differentiator in terms of what the difference might still remain?
Well, to be honest, like we haven't like this is something that seems to be coming up, but there is no clear path with Ethereum 2.0 so far. So we are rather moving to Polkadot before that happens, before that transition. So we haven't really planned anything there.
Okay.
Awesome, great job. Okay. So up next we have Team Apollo. Give them a round of applause. Make sure I have to share this tab instead. Cool. Wait, no. Present. Cool.
Where's it presenting at?
Slideshow.
Okay.
How's it going, guys? We're Apollo Music, and so for those of you that haven't been to our pitch, our overview is basically we're a platform that enables musicians and even producers to mint, sell, resell, and manage NFT tickets for live and virtual events. And the problem we're trying to solve is basically like artists don't get cut in the secondary ticket marketing at all, ticketing at all, and also like there's a lot of fraud issues in the ticketing industry as well. So our overall system architecture, we're using React for our front end, and we're trying to deploy on Polygon, and we're using Flask for a centralized backend as well, since there's some event information and ticketing authentication that we need to do using centralized services, and then Postgres for database storage. Next slide, please. So this is like a small diagram of our architecture. We'll go deeper into each part, like front end, back end, and then also like what type of data is stored on chain and off chain. So for the front end, we have built out most of our pages: artist sign-up page, event page, artist page, creating event, and also the most important part is like wallet integration, like for connecting wallet, also like signing transactions for users. Purchasing ticket, and also we have a landing page already deployed for waitlist signups for artists and fans as well. And as for our backend, we use like Flask RESTful API, and for Postgres SQL for our database. And a most important like feature in our app is to generate a QR code for fast ticket pass in when you attend an event. So we have already like wrote a custom QR code ticket generation and also backend verification code. And we also have like SMS notification and also email notification via Twilio service and also SendGrid service. And for our image storage, we choose AWS S3 for like fast loading, fast downloading or show on the web page. And in the future, we'll also like implement IPFS uploading service via Panetta.
So basically, we have two contracts that we're using to do most of the work. And we have the music NFT contract, which inherits from the ERC's 2981 token standard, which is basically the royalty standard that's accepted by OpenSea and Rarible, which are basically the two biggest marketplaces in NFTs currently. So that allows us to not really need to build our own secondary resale market right now, which we will be pushing out later. And then basically, when the music NFT contract is created, it's basically the creation of an event per se, and then you pass in the metadata for the event, and then users can mint for that specific collection. So basically, in order to make this, in order to use the music NFT contract multiple times, we have a factory contract that basically will mint new contract instances of the music NFT or event NFT contract itself. And the factory contract also has functions that'll just let you basically get all the instances of every event. And we're trying to gas optimize currently to make sure that, you know, like, well, currently we've deployed the basic factory pattern, but there is also the factory clone pattern, which allows us to kind of use one deployed contract and just reroute all of the calls to that one contract. And we're currently working on making that happen in the back end so that it's not a very expensive gas pattern.
Cool. And then off-chain, I'll just brush over it. We have events, artists, NFT, and fans, and some of the necessary stuff that's stored off-chain for gas optimization and just like faster speed. So we do have a demo of our app, so we'll just play that, and that will be the end of the presentation. So.
Hey guys, so I'm going to show you some of the progresses we made with the real demo. And so this is hosted on our local machine as of right now, but we're planning on deploying within the next 2 weeks. So first of all, this is our landing page with explanation of how things work and also the events and concerts. So first of all, you can connect your wallet. So during that part, basically MetaMask was signed, and once you're signed, once we refresh the page, you can see the wallet address being displayed and also in the console as well. And so if we want to go buy a ticket, we can select purchase tickets, and you can see the price and the details here, and then also the NFT concert ticket you will be getting. And once you select purchase ticket, you can see that a mint ticket function is being called. And once you sign that, so the function is a sub-function of a contract that is created by the artist. The event contract itself is a child of a factory contract that we have deployed on the testnet. So once we click confirm, you can see the transaction hash here, and we can see that in the Etherscan block explorer, and also you can see this is our token, ERC721 token, and some tickets has been minted. So another part is creating an event. So once we go here, this is a long form to fill out the name, details, number of tickets, and also we can choose to upload a image and a background. So I'm just gonna do some random image and backgrounds here. Once this is done, you can hit create event. And this is for artists to do. And basically, like I described before, it is a child contract of a factory contract that we deployed. And once you hit confirm, you can see the smart contract hash here as well. And yeah, so those are some of our main smart contracts capabilities. And also, if we go to artist sign up, you can sign up as a artist.
Yeah, so that's like the main functionalities that we have. Yeah. Questions?
I might have missed this, but where can you buy and sell? Yeah.
So you can mint off of our webpage, and then resell will just be done on OpenSea and Rarible because they already accept token royalties.
We can.
Yeah, so that's the purchase ticket. But in the future, we're planning on building our own marketplace as well. So right now, it's just easier to for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would there be a way, like, if I wanted to buy the ticket through like Facebook, like message or like text message, like something like that? Is there a way, or would it just have to be direct?
It would just redirect you to the website because you can only buy in crypto right now. We're also going to integrate MoonPay eventually. But like, I think right now we're just working on getting it out for just crypto users, and then we'll work on getting it out for regular users.
How do you plan on maintaining the individual collections on OpenSea? Because these NFTs, from what I'm understanding, is basically every NFT or every ticket will be tied to a different contract for like an artist or for a concert.
So each concert will be its own contract, and
so it will have its own collection.
it will have its own
So
collection.
are you allowing like your artists to set their own like royalty fees on that, like for the secondary sales?
Yeah. So our contract basically when you create your music contract, it takes in the amount of royalties you want to basically get back as an artist. Although I think we're going to start with a standard like 10% going back to the artist for resale.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for artists to mint right now, and we
That's
don't
basically
give them
just
an
a
option
function that's
to
variable.
to set. Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. So up next, up next we have Team Insider. Give them a round of applause. Okay, great. So your demo slides?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I think I might have exited the air meet, so let me share screen. Perfect. And yeah, right there. Perfect. Okay, cool.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome from Team Insider. My name is Boyuan. I'm a software engineer in Team Insider. This is my coworker, Ichi, also a software engineer in the team. So who we are and what we're building. Let me answer these questions for you. Insider is a GameFi analytics tool provider platform who aims to track investment earning with just one click. For those who are not familiar with the space of GameFi, GameFi is a space where users play games not only for fun, but also for money. With that definition, what user naturally asks is how much have I earned and how fast can I get the investment back? Well, conveniently, Insider already have an MVP that will answer that question for you as well. Hi, and welcome from Insider.fyi. This is a technical demo put together to illustrate a few key components of our application. In the landing page, the user first encounters a pop-up that asks for email subscription. Next, the user is allowed to interact with the core functionality of the tool, ROI calculation. The two basic input we require from users are wallet address and selection of a GameFi project. After acquiring the wallet address and GameFi project name, the backend will package a request message and send you a node for querying on-chain data. We do not currently establish our own node, but we use a third-party API for that purpose. After retrieving the on-chain data from a third-party provider, the backend will perform a series of calculations to visualize the data, which will then be rendered in the frontend, as you can see here. One interesting feature we provide to users is the ability to compare their ROI with the rest of the GameFi players in the same game. We accomplish this feature by storing some data in a text files. We also put together an instruction book for user to use our tool. That's it.
All right. Next, I'm going to not you again. How could I exit out this? Okay, cool.
Hi, and welcome.
No. You're having a little bit too much fun. Okay. So now Ichi is going to introduce some of the key components more in detail, and let's welcome Ichi.
Here is some functional objectives overview. High priority. Insider calculator must allow users to calculate ROI with on-chain data for a single wallet. We must import ROI calculation for at least 10 most popular games. Medium priority. We will build a private database to store on-chain data for better cache and scalability. We shall provide premium features such as detailed expenses and returns to paid users. We shall build a GameFi community to generate contents around strategies to maximize return on popular GameFi projects. Low priority, we should provide an enterprise edition for guild users in large organizations. Real-time ROI results. So here is some functional signatures we used in our Flask microservice. Provide users with 10 different games. So our current progress is we already have Axie Infinity deployed on the production server, and we also have Mobox, Cryptoblade, Alien World in our testing environment. We will be releasing this in this summer with some additional new games. Next, we will build a private database to persistently store the user data. It is necessary to store the user ROI data to form a leaderboard. This can be done in two ways. First, store the record whenever a user searches his ROI data, and randomly create the population data from an address pool and run our ROI tool to analyze the user performance. We listened to past 1,000 blocks of random network, and we gathered around 1,700 addresses of small log potion and Axie smart contract, and we will run an analytical script to our calculator. Premium features for pay users with detailed expenses and returns. Currently, we already have 7 and 15 days detailed returns in development server, which is presented in our demo. And we plan to extend this feature to all timelines and release this in the last quarter of this year. And we will be analyzing the strategies. So provide strategy advices to our user in the next stage. In order to achieve this feature, the insider ROI calculator should be able to categorize different strategies used by our user. After we have a database, we will build an AI to categorize the strategies. This is planned to be launched in beta launch last quarter this year. Next is to provide a B2B interface for our organizations and guilds. So after we have done all the previous things, we will add more front-end pages for the B2B interface. Here is some non-functional objectives. The first one is concurrency. Currently, we are using Covalent API, which is limited to 5 requests per second. This is around 2 users concurrently per second. We will be building our own database or find an additional data source to prevent the concurrency issue. And we are going to minimize the failure in the production server. And the security. We are now extremely vulnerable to DDoS attack and data crawling, since our API is limited to 5 requests per second. Therefore, if a DDoS attack or data crawling happens, our production server will immediately fail. So we are going to add CAPTCHAs or proxying through Cloudflare to prevent this issue. And we are also going to support different platforms.
All right, cool. Thank you, Ichi. And now let me talk about why blockchain, right? Because our product application doesn't really seem like Web3 native. We don't need to build it all on chain, and that's how we actually build it. We build it in traditional web dApp format where we only fetch transaction history of a single wallet address using a third-party node API provided to us. We listen to the events of GameFi project smart contract only to update the user transaction history. So when the user queries it, we don't need to query the data on time. Get spot prices of the cryptocurrency in the user wallet to convert all of the crypto amounts into USD valuation. And that's just some code that you probably don't want to read. Okay, that's all we have to offer. Thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah, what metrics do you use or expect to use to calculate the most popular games, and then how might you plan on adapting these metrics when games and rise or fall in popularity?
Sorry. So, are you asking what address or what metrics are we
Like,
using?
like metrics, like how are you going to measure which game is most popular, and then how are you going to adjust that because as games change in popularity, because that's going into your next step that you mentioned.
Definitely. So I think mainly for this stage, dApp Radar is one of the another GameFi analytics provider platform that could potentially be our competitor, but we are currently using it for popularity research because they have nice data to kind of ranking what's popular in this week or even in a daily basis. So yeah, that's that. Yeah. All right. Any other questions?
Yeah, why are you deploying a separate version for each game?
We're not deploying a separate version for each game. It will be like like a wallet address input box and like a GameFi project selection box. Currently we only support Xfinity, but Mobox and Splitland are already in the test version, and we can like ship it to product version probably in a week. But yeah, we don't need to answer your question short. We don't need to do that. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
So you guys are planning on having the paid version kind of be an analytical tool, but you also mentioned some social integrations to have a bigger board and stuff. Is there a planned way for someone to anonymously fetch this information as a free account, for instance, or potentially opt out of being like tracked by your system?
Definitely. So as you can see in the technical demo, currently we don't even like provide any authentication for users. So obviously they can open up like an anonymous like window and do the stuff they wanted to. But later on, as we like have much more income user flow, probably we're going to think about whether we want to implement some authentication to limit out some of the users' requests. But that's a valid concern.
Well, the last thing I would say is this API provisioning of what you're providing might be something that front end users would want. So,
Gotcha.
Have you guys planned to offer services as API endpoint for people?
Yes and no. Definitely in the future if we grow big, but not at this stage. Yes. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Great. So for our next team, we can have Mona Lisa Art come to the stage. Give them a round of applause. Okay. Good luck.
Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Arnaud, here is Alex. We are gonna present to you the technical aspect of Mona Lisa Art. So we will separate our explanation for the off-chain and on-chain. So we will explain the Mona Lisa app, the chips, the analytical tool, but let's go for it now. We don't have enough time.
Okay, so let's look at the architecture. So we separate in the two-sided. So what will be off-chain and on-chain? So what are the data we will gather off-chain? So we will gather the user info when he will create his profile, the discussion, the likes, the preference. On the future, we will offer off-chain. So are the main feed, the messagery, the profiles, and everything. So the type of data we will gather on-chain is the name of the owner of the painting, the ID of the owner, the name of the artist who created the paints, the history of the last registered sales of the piece of art, the price estimation, if not the history. And if we don't, if the artist is renowned or if the price is high, we will ask to give us a certificate to authentify the piece of art. And we will, the features that we will offer on-chain are the authentication of the ownership on the blockchain, the authentication of the veracity that this is a real piece of art, and the creation of the NFT. So this is the schema of our architecture. So when we have a new user, like all these lines who are not plain are the data. on the plain line are the actions that the user can do on our platform. So when we have a new user, we will gather the data and create a new profile. Then he can access the main feed, what I talked before. But he can also access the marketplace on the art registration. So when he accesses the marketplace, he can access the payment platform to buy some NFT, some art, or other product. So after that, we will create a smart contract that will after create an NFT on a certificate that will be on the blockchain. And after this NFT and certificate are displayed on the showroom within the profile that is on our app. So quickly we will speak about the off-chain side. So we are going to build an app on Bubble because we think that when we recruit a developer later, he can add some layers of code within the Bubble app.
We have two business profiles.
Yeah.
That's why.
So we talk about linking the physical piece of art to the blockchain thanks to some chips that will be based on the painting. So when you will scan the chip, you will be directed to the data register on the blockchain. We will also provide some analytical tools. So we are thinking about maybe integrating such some API for us, but also some kind of the same product for the users. Like that, they can analyze the sales of the price history, the last bid, or compare the price of paintings. So we are creating a two-sided marketplace. So this is the main aspect of our product, because it's thanks to that we are going to make our profit. So people will have the possibility to use fiat or crypto to make their payment. And in order to create our marketplace, we will have two options. So obtaining a finance business license to make the payment directly through our platform, or use a third-party payment processor such as Bantry or PayPal for marketplace. On the on-chain side.
Okay, so one of the main questions for us is to choose one blockchain. So we were hesitating between Ethereum and Polygon. Ethereum it is the oldest one. The older one, the security is super high, but now it's victim of his success. There are so many people using Ethereum that the cost and the pace. Yeah, I forgot the word. the cost and the pace are not as good as before. So Polygon is one of the solutions because it's free and very fast. But the problem is that when it's free, you have more and more scams because the barrier of entry are lower than on Ethereum. So we were hesitating between both, and the important news for us is that Ethereum 2.0 is coming. It will go from a proof of work to proof of stake. So it will be the price will get lower and the rapidity will be increased as well. So we can start with Polygon at first, but we want to switch on Ethereum 2.0 after. The security is essential for us, so that's why.
So I already talked about it, but we are when the user will register a real painting on our app, like we will create some smart contracts. So this is information that we will be needed. So except everything can be automatically done, except for to check if with an expert that the real piece of art is the real one. So this can be only done with human if it doesn't answer to mails that have been sent up before. And also one crucial aspect of our product will be the interoperability, because we know that many people will be using our app, but we will be willing to switch the NFTs they buy on our platform to OpenSea to try to sell it to a bigger population. And so it's essential for us to link both of them. And we know that people will be attracted to the metaverse in the future and will be willing to own a unique reproduction of a piece of art within their property in the metaverse.
that's the vision of Mona Lisa Art. Our long-term goal is to be able to get the interoperability with our NFTs to display them on different metaverse later.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you very much for listening. And if you have questions, please
I'm wondering a little bit more about your verification process. I wonder if you can speak to what you envision. How do we know that like Oracle problem, right, of putting this chain art on chain, right? Could you just describe that to me? We'll go over it.
Can you just repeat? I didn't hear the
Describe your verification of this art being valid. What's the process when you're actually issuing the on-chain credential to make sure that's valid?
Like everything, we will check all this information. The name of the owner, like his ID, if we have it on the artist.
So you imagine this would be like an in-person ceremony of some kind. That somebody could audit on chain later that like, yes, this process happens that validated all this information in the real world somehow.
Can you describe how like your like physical scannable chip on the art connects with the blockchain?
Like it doesn't really. There are some company who are creating some what's the name of the puce? Chip, yeah. But we don't know yet which company we are going, because we are not creating the chips by ourselves. We are going to work with some company who are providing this service, so we don't know yet what their offer entails. But
So
like usually, like
you access and can communicate with the chain on its own?
no, like you scan it with your phone, for example, and then on your phone you can have like all the data that proof that this painting is a real one, that it has been owned by this person, this person, this person.
The date, price.
So
On
the chip
this-
stores information about the piece.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you scan it.
Exactly.
So how's it on chain then?
No, the on-chain part is the NFT. Like
So
right.
how do you, I guess like how you associate like the chip with the NFT?
Like there is two different things that we do. It's depending with the museums that with famous paintings. For example, if we have famous paintings, we will gather all the certificates and put them on the chip so we can recognize them. If it's for a unknown artist, the security won't be so high.
Yeah.
Because like the chip is like completely separate from like the whole chain.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is only the security aspect, but it's not like what our business needs. But like we will do cash flow with the NFT they are going to sell on our marketplace. It's just a security aspect that we offer in our package.
All right, so with that, we can have our next team. Clutchy, come to the stage. Give them a round of applause.
Should I open the two linked so that the other one can charge?
Yeah, do that. Are you gonna switch between them? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Nice. Ok, attends, je te mets en plein écran. Je me mets là ou... Ouais, toi là. Ok. Je sais pas pourquoi ça se met pas en plein écran, c'est pas grave.
Yeah. All right. So we are going to present you the technical demo. First, we're not like we don't have tech background. We have like business background, but we focused on the main principle of the UX. So you'll be enjoying that. So first, like quick recap about our solution. We want to unite esports fan and esports team through our platform, which will enable them to own, collect, and exchange like the best moments of their team. So for that, we decided to use blockchain because we thought it was like the best technology. You will have access to digital NFT packs. We also like, of course, rewards with them. And the third one will be, which is really important, to redistribute revenue to the esports team. And that's like enabled with the blockchain. The core feature that we want to enable is the account creation through dApp. So like Armand will tell more about that. We also want to have like connection to digital wallet, marketplace, showcase your NFT collection, lots of other things like the messaging system, back sales, the account value, but also the showcase your NFT collection.
So for the blockchain we're using is the Flow blockchain. The reason why we're using that is because we are aiming to partnership with dApp. They already shown their success with several companies such as NBA Top Shot, USA, Strike. So a lot of companies who succeed to make their place into the market, and they look like the best solution to enable fans to have memorabilia for sports. And so we want to do the same within sports. And why for blockchain? Because it's fast, scalable, and developer friendly, and as well it's like very performant, and it's really improving usability for developers and consumers. And because dApp like all their solution thanks to this blockchain, this is for us, we think, the best solution to go to the market as quickly as possible. So for the system architecture, like to go quickly and go directly to the demo, we have the classic frontend with JavaScript tools, and as well like Dapper. Like basically, Dapper allows us to directly display the profile of like the users. So they have their own APIs. So it's really simple for us to integrate it. And for the backend, like as I was telling you, like the blockchain and like some also centralized database, more for like small amount of data that will be on our website.
So let's now move on the demo, which is probably the most interesting part of our product. So let's move directly on the homepage. So basically, as you can see, we are enabling esports fans to own, collect, and trade NFTs by opening packs. And so as you can see, you have some trendy moments that are like sell on our marketplace right now. On the mockup at least, with different categories according to the different games, so League of Legends, Rocket League, and other ones. So you can click and view like the specific videos that are NFTs actually. You can see our partners, and actually let's move directly on the pack section. So we really want to showcase the latest tournaments. This is how we want to really like attract people on our platform. And so as you can see, they can have access to digital packs going from $49 to like $999. But let's click on one of them. So when you click on it, you can see the description of the event that happened, the number of packs, the number of esports teams that are represented in these packs, and so the price. So basically, if you ever use NBA Top Shot or any kind of tool platform like that, it's basically the same principle. Then you can showcase all your collection of your NFTs, as well as seeing like the amount of money that it represents, and through the months, as well as, and you can also see so on the marketplace every moments that are currently sold. And yeah, and then lastly you have the teams section where you can find all the teams that are partnered with us. And basically, when you go on the platform the first time, you click on Get Started, and you can directly sign up thanks to the App. So it's the API that they build to make it easy for people like us to build such kind of a platform. Sorry, that's pretty it.
So I know you talked about, would it be possible to go back to the other tab with the, I think it's called trending moments, or
No.
Yeah, like trending moments.
Sorry.
How do you decide which moments to tokenize, or what are like your key moments from games that you use to stand out to you?
So if I understand well your question, like which moment will be on our platform, that's what you're saying. So we didn't want to go like for example, compared to the other presentation, we have like really talking about our product. We went through it like quickly, but basically we are partnership with esport teams
Actually, we have like several partnership already from the Philippines, in the US, and in France. And what they're doing is that they're already like cutting highlights for their YouTube channel, for like advertising on their website and things like that. And what we're doing with them is like, we're asking them to give us all those highlights they cut from like the latest tournament. We work with dApp to put those moments with all the, let's say, descriptions, statistics of the match, everything that come with those moments on the blockchain. And then they are directly all put like in digital packs that are viable. Yes.
Follow on. So we didn't see any user flow of doing this. Like, is there going to be a other side to the producers of these NFTs to be able to actually make the packs?
No, we are making packs with them. So basically, it's really like our platform enable like esports teams to have like a new income stream. But by doing that, we just like collecting the NFT on our side with them. No, there is no like a two-sided. Like there is really like one side for the users who want to collect, but we are the ones who are putting the NFTs, thanks to the esports and our partners on the platform, so they can do it like by themselves.
So you'll be working with them manually to issue these things. Okay, I guess that's all I have. Thanks.
All right, so up next we have Team Rewards Drop. If they could come to the stage, give them a round of applause. Oh, you're waiting? Okay, we can swap then. Or are you guys good? Okay, great.
So it's actually 2 videos that we pre-recorded for our demo.
Mhm.
So we'll go over that and then like we'll leave it open to questions after that. That's cool.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, this is the second one. Oops. I think they're all going off the page.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you wanted to do this?
Yeah, that one first and then the second one after that.
Great. Okay. Cool. Just I'll make sure we're sharing our tab. Okay, great. All right, all set.
Here's our demo. This is our landing page that we've been developing for the past few weeks. And to start off, we'll go over some of the basic information on how our platform works and how we've displayed to the customer and to restaurants that view our webpage, how we do our decentralized protocol trading and swapping. So let's scroll down here and to this bottom part right here, you see that we're a decentralized snack pass. It's a really easy way to think of how we work and what we do best. We essentially take the ownership of all those rewards that Snack Pass has and the power they have over the tiered reward system and put that in the hands of the customers who want those dining experience and who actually end up paying for those food items that they buy at these restaurants. And let's continue scrolling down. We see a customer section, customers who want to find their favorite restaurants and also try out new food can swap their rewards as we previously discussed. And we've just worded this in a way that makes it really easy for them to understand once they go onto our landing page. And they can also see as restaurants how they can get onboarded onto the platform so that they can start acquiring new customers so that they can increase their revenues as well. The first step in onboarding for a restaurant is to complete the profile with menu and logistical information. The second step is to issue their token that they can issue as rewards to each of their customers that shop through Reward Swap. We'll be issuing a custom amount of ERC20 tokens for each purchase that these customers make at your restaurant through Reward Swap. And we'll also enable swapping for your customers so that you'll be able to acquire those new customers while still having the same revenues. And eventually, long term, we can start seeing those revenue numbers even going up even higher. And let's scroll down a little bit more. We have frequently asked questions. Over here, we just outlined some questions that people might commonly have about our platform, even after going through the explanations that we've had on the top. Some people may not be familiar with Web3. We're going in with the assumption that adoption for the blockchain is not entirely across the board for the average person in the United States. So we've talked about what Web3 is. We've also discussed certain key points right here, like can I cash in my rewards? That's something that you cannot do on our platform, because the whole point of this is to enable customers to use those rewards on those restaurants, on those dining experiences, not for anything else by cashing them in for something that can be used for pretty much anything. Let's keep scrolling down. We see wait for them to contact us and just our social medias as well. Now I want to discuss for a little bit the blockchain integrations that we've used. We're connecting our platform to the Harmony testnet for testing purposes, but that's going to be something we'll do after we connect to the Rinkaby testnet. Just for ease of development, we're just going to be using the Rinkaby testnet on Ethereum for now, but we will be transitioning that later to Harmony 1 for a variety of reasons. Harmony 1 is a layer 2 protocol that offers ultra-fast transaction finality, low gas fees, and cross-chain functionality. So this will allow us to also have more and more customers and onboard more people who might be exposed to different chains. And for a little bit of background on why we're using reward swap on Rinkaby for now, we just want to use Rinkaby so that we don't end up actually having to pay real gas fees, and we don't have to end up paying real money when we're just testing out the platform for development purposes. Some optimizations that we can make beyond transitioning from Ethereum to Harmony 1 include, for example, using our platform's swapping functionality and providing that swapping functionality data to these restaurants. And this can help these restaurants further understand what their customer base looks like and how their spending habits typically vary throughout the day and across different seasons throughout the year. Another more technical optimization on how we can make this platform really efficient is that instead of having to require restaurants to connect their own wallets or create their own MetaMask wallets and connect them to Reward Swap's platform, we can do that for them. We'll create that all behind the scenes. We'll completely black box it for them as we previously described in our architecture model and make it really easy to use as a restaurant, because we can't expect these restaurants to be completely tech savvy. And
yeah, and the second part's more regarding the wallet and the smart contract functionality. I guess it's still processing, but so I guess I'll just download this. Yeah. There we go. Oh wait. There we go.
now let's explore our connect to wallet functionality. We're going to go ahead and click on the top right button, connecting to the Rinkaby testnet, and we'll connect our wallet, and we can see we have our address and our balances as well. We can verify that by clicking MetaMask's wallet, and we can see that the balance is the same and the account address is also the same. If we're interested in seeing the different transactions that have been made on our address on Etherscan, we can also go ahead and click on this button right here and open that on another tab. We're not going to be getting into that in this demo because that isn't really the central part of what our application does. But also to give you a brief overview on how our other smart contracts work, our token.solidity contract enables every restaurant to issue their own token, ERC20 token, that will be given to all their customers who make purchases at their restaurants on a regular basis. And the rewards that the customers can receive in return are all customizable based on the restaurant. And before they're deployed, they'll be going through a thorough verification process by our team before they actually are able to distribute a certain amount of rewards to their customers, so that we can just ensure that everything is okay and that the tokens will be distributed appropriately. That's all for our demo for now. Our product feature document also describes the rest of the features we've implemented, specifically going in depth into the Solidity contract that we've developed for the token contract for each restaurant. And yeah, this is a lot of progress that we've made so far, and we're looking forward to launching over the next couple of weeks on AWS with finding restaurants and swapping functionality fully implemented.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. We're happy to take any questions now.
So I see the ability to potentially produce an ERC20, but where's the market here and how is it different than just like Uniswap?
Right. The difference between Uniswap and Reward Swap is that Reward Swap is specifically for restaurants and small businesses. And the reason is because small businesses and small restaurants like La Burrita or an Artichokes Pizza don't really have the tech to be able to create their own token because of the nature of their business. They're very local and they don't really have the tech to create that token for themselves and to be able to have their customers have that ownership over their own rewards. So what we do is we'll do that for them. We'll create that token for them and enable them to engage with their customers a lot better through this token that we'll deploy for them. And as a restaurant, once you get onboarded, you'll immediately have an ERC20 token associated with your restaurant, and you'll be able to freely exchange and issue those tokens to customers who are really loyal to you and people who regularly eat at your restaurant. And the benefit of this is that as a customer, if you've accumulated a lot of tokens over time, and you may want to give these tokens to someone else who hasn't tried this food before, you can do that. You can swap your tokens with someone else's tokens. And essentially for the restaurant, the benefit is that you get a new customer who's never tried your food ever before.
So then how do you intend for people to actually use this token at a restaurant, right? Are you guys planning on like a mobile app, for instance? Or
Yes.
is
So there is going to be a integrated payment system in the app. So the same way that you can buy some stuff on Uber Eats, you will be able to order food directly in the restaurant or at your place using the payment system. And you're going to have the option for the payment to use your rewards as a discount or not use these rewards.
All right.
Cool. So for our next team, let me pull that up. For our next team, please welcome Sesame to the stage. Give them a round of applause. And we also are aware we're going to run around 15 minutes overtime because we have a lot of very important announcements for our final pitch. So again, sorry about that, but we'll let the show continue. Let me share the screen. Yes. Okay, great. You guys should be all set.
All right, so yeah, we're Sesame and we're presenting our technical demo. So just as a reminder, we're a platform like sort of like a social marketplace where event organizers can create their events and customers can purchase NFTs as tickets to access those events. So here's our planned architectures from our outline and FRD. For front end, we're using the standard stack of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap for styling. For a back end, Python, Mongo, and Node Express. So far we've dealt with mainly, we use Python for mainly the connection to the chains for namely deploying the smart contracts. Later on, we plan to use the other technologies in order to store things off chain, such as the necessary data entities, such as like event organizers, actual customers, other necessary information that we may need in order to have a fully functioning platform. And then for our blockchain segment, we're building this on Polygon, and we're using QuickNote and the Venly wallet in order to control the minting of NFT tickets and the transfer of them between the event organizers and the customers. So for MVP, this is a subset of our functional requirements that we plan to have in our full product. So this is just for the MVP, and we split this up by user group. So for our event organizers, they should be able to create an account so that they have their own page with which to create events and manage their events. And then event creation, including being able to have create an event and have an event page for customers to see, and also create tickets in order for people to access the events, and also customer management, such as viewing how many people they currently have that want to attend the event. And then for a second user group, we have the event customers. So they will also have account creation, and they're going to be the ones who are supposed to be able to browse through the events and purchase the tickets for those that they want to attend. And these tickets are, the next point is ticket management. So these tickets are going to be stored in each customer is going to have a personal wallet to store the tickets. And this is basically sort of like their own unique access to the event. So they can access that via a QR code for each ticket. And so yeah, this is just for MVP, but for our demo, we've covered not the actual ticket creation yet, but we've covered like the flow from having from the event, having an event and a customer being able to see an event and purchase it for their wallet. So Celia's gonna show the next part.
Yeah, so here are some test recordings of our demos. And then this is the landing page that basically we have right now. It contains some of the information about events and then also like some about the information. And also for the navigation bar on top is leading to like different part of our website. Yeah, so the next part will be when you go into the event page. Basically, we want this events page to be with the users. They can browse for different events and going to see the event details and purchase ticket from there. And there's also a create event for functionality for the event organizers to create different new events. But we currently we have the front end layout and the workflow, but we haven't actually connected with like the event tickets yet. And then the next part will be the wallet, just as mentioned, where you can browse for your existing tickets and show the QR code when you want to show up for different tickets. And yeah, and then there's also a connect where you want to connect to your crypto wallet of like various. Yeah, it's so you can have the option of connecting to different wallets, or if you're not a crypto user yet, to learn more about the information. Yeah, so currently, as Elena has mentioned, we're using Polygon, and we just put things on the Mumbai testnet. And then there's like several features that why we chose Polygon. One is because of its high frequency, and as we imagine, there will be potentially high traffic, as there's like thousands of events, tickets for different events. And also we favor Polygon for its low gas fees and development supports around the community. We also use the Valet wallet for deployment of the smart contract, because it's like Valet is what previously ACAN wallet, which offers a digital wallet that is needed for customers to store their tickets.
Yeah, and this is just a screenshot of what like the test contracts that we've deployed on the Mumbai testnet. So this is where we're going to have our like when we get to the NFT creating NFT tickets part. This is what it's going to look like in terms of like having the contract representing or for getting the NFT ticket. And then I think this is the last part. So for optimizations, currently one of them is to move to React instead of just plain JavaScript. Currently we're just using plain JavaScript since it was just easiest to start out and just throw like a couple of scripts together. But this is using React is definitely going to offer like easier and more modular development. And the second thing is to have like a lazy minting of NFTs, in which case we're only going to, even if a event organizer specifies like, oh, they want like 1,000 tickets for their event, it's only going to be available or minted when a customer actually wants it, just to save on like resources and gas fees. But yeah, and so far those are the only optimizations we have in mind. It'd be great if we can get feedback on like what other optimizations we can use to make our platform more functional. But yeah, that's it for presentation.
So I see the ability to buy and sell tickets, but how do I actually use those tickets? You guys thought about that aspect of your app?
Yeah, so currently we have like we want a ticket to be stored like in the wallet where we show that you pull out your QR code when you enter the event. So it's like previously a lot of tickets they're sending through like PDF, but in this platform you just like pull out the ticket from your like wallet to find for the event.
So there's no like check-in application for the venue to have yet, but you guys are planning on this?
Yeah. So I guess it will be like a separate like user like flow for the event organizers to be able to check in the people or the customers of the event.
So currently, are you giving support only to vending wallet or other wallets too, like MetaMask or Phantom?
So far, it's just vending.
Awesome. If we can have our final team, Bridge, come onto stage. Again, we know we are running late today, but we do have many very important announcements. So just 15 extra minutes since we got started a bit late, and let us jump into our final presentation. Yes, we will also be announcing Student and Team of the Week. All right, give them a round of applause.
How's it going? Quick reminder, we are Bridge. Bridge is, we're using my laptop, which is not hooked up to this. Sorry about that. Bridge is on-chain peer-to-peer credentialing to solve, starting with software engineers, to help people who don't have credentials from big name schools or companies, but have skills to be integrated into the workplace and to get hired. Brief product overview, candidates will apply to receive these credentials. Bridge will then run a funneling system that utilizes coding challenges, online IQ tests to basically filter out the applicants and then to pair them with an expert. These experts will come from these like more traditional big name companies that will provide the credentials, and then employers will use this to shorten up the hiring process. Experts will also be paid with Bridge token to incentivize them to participate in this review. Why on-chain rewards? It's really comes down to ownership. So similar to like a brain trust token, it fuels community ownership in governments, and it also will allow us to keep take rates lower by utilizing tokenomics. But the main point of this is go over the technical demo. So I'll pass it over to Pond, who will take that.
Yeah, so the off-chain part of the system is the portfolios and the challenges that will take place off-chain. The only on-chain feature would be the bridge token, which follows the ERC20 standard. It will be manually sent by a verifier bridge when an expert certifies a candidate, or when the candidate lands a job offer. So hopefully this incentive would be enough to keep experts coming and recruiting people into the industry. And this part, we're thinking about it, it cannot it should not be automated because of reward exploitation risk. Just because the system can be pretty vulnerable. It is currently hosted on the Kovan testnet, and we've changed the architecture several times. So we only have like the raw bridge token demo that we can show in the next.
Hi class. Today I'm demoing the blockchain aspect of Bridge, which is the token rewarding system to industry experts who help certify candidates. Here's my code base right here. The Bridge token is built as an ERC20 client. And although this demo is on the Cours testnet, which is where Bridge is currently deployed, the implementation can be placed onto the mainnet once the other aspects of Bridge are lit. For our initial stages, a reward request will be manually verified by Bridge. So here's what I'll demonstrate. So once an expert has certified a candidate, I can assess the certification that has been submitted and send the tokens accordingly if everything is complete. Based on that, I can go to my MetaMask, go to my assets, and send the appropriate amount of Bridge tokens to the expert. So say that's the address of the expert. I'll send 5 Bridges for this transaction. And yeah, we'll just have to wait for this transaction to occur. But this is the process for now. And further rewards will be sent based on the job that a candidate can select. Both these processes will eventually be automated in order for Bridge to scale up. But for now, this is enough to launch the ecosystem and make Bridge function. So yeah, thank you for watching our demo, and please let us know if you have any more questions.
But it's so good at that.
If you tie the knot, lose your health coverage when you get let go, or welcome someone new to the family, Cover California helps you get health insurance.
If you guys want to applause for that as well, we appreciate it.
Just briefly mentioning, there's well, it's obviously hard to scale with a human verifier every time. So yeah, we're exploring that option, but also on-chain credentialing for candidates would be useful in order to fully integrate our system on.
So you talk a little bit about, you mentioned oracles are really incorporated here about like all sides, all aspects of this. So why do we need this contracting system if basically everything's just manual humans in the background doing all this stuff anyway?
It's just well, what we discussed was to keep the ecosystem growing and to keep like this expert validating candidates going. Yeah, it will help drive that. Yeah.
And then I'm curious about these experts. Is there a user like flow that you're thinking about? What's the application side look like for their workflow? How do they actually like do the job that you're asking them to do?
So for experts, it would be for them it would be like the easiest. Like out of 3, theirs should be the most free flowing because we need them on the platform. So yeah, it would just be a list of tests they need to go through, and eventually just like a personality like check, because that's hard to verify. Even on LinkedIn, you cannot really tell unless it's like a close connection. So yeah.
I think one thing to add is point of differentiation of our platform is that the experts will be putting their name like forward that they're doing this review. So it's not that they will be given like a Bridge credential. It will be this person is giving this credential as they're putting their name on the line that this person has the skills that they vetted. So because of that, I think we'll be giving a lot of space for that person to design like how they do that test themselves. But there obviously will need to be some sort of like, tools to assist them with that.
All right. Cool. So great job, everyone. Congrats on finishing the technical demo. Woo! All right, so just a couple of announcements. We have our final pitch on this Thursday, April 28th in the Sibley Auditorium, and it will not be on Berkeley time, so please arrive early to that. The pitches are going to be due tomorrow at midnight and cannot be changed after. We know it's a very tight deadline, but that is because we want to ensure that we can transfer it to our final pitch deck that we'll be using with the whole event planned out. Make sure, again, it's in Google Slides format and that you don't have any external links. Any videos that there are to be included, please embed that within your presentation so that you can just click and then not have to exit the presentation. We're also going to be having a clicker and mic on stage, and please rehearse. Again, it is a maximum of 3 minutes. This is from the Collider Cup, who has given all of this details. So we're going to be running this like our very own Collider Cup. And then finally, business casual, just to be a bit more polished. And yeah. For the pitch itself, so this is just a preview of what we're going to go over again on Thursday, max of 3 minutes. The way it's going to work is we have around this much time per team with 3 minutes and then a quick team picture with 5 minutes of judge scoring and feedback and 2 minutes of buffer time. We have 3 judges who are lined up coming in person, so we're super excited to have them as guest judges for our final pitch. And then just 2 minutes of buffer for the team to exit the stage and the next team to come on stage. And again, you already have the team order. This is final, and yeah. And finally, we have a couple more things, which is from Tommaso. He was mentioning to participate on contributing in a wonderful news article. So I have created this Google document in which you can contribute for your insights from the course. This will be due way after the course, so please do not worry about this for now. Just focus on the final pitch. But the article will be titled, X or however number of students contribute. UC Berkeley Build a Blockchain Startup students share their insight on the future Web3. So these are all of, this is kind of just a format to just put your name and your insight and just answer a couple of these questions. And we'll format that into a news article and potentially have it on Forbes or whatever other big source. So that'll be really exciting. The second thing is that there's the Best Instructor and Best Course Assistant Award nomination form due tomorrow. So just plugging that out there. And then finally, yeah, we have our code word for technical demo. And Dan, if you have anything else to add before we do Team Student of the Week. You're gonna come up here. Yeah.
For all the dev students, for starters, thank you for coming to this today. Thank you everyone for coming. Nozzle and Austin couldn't make it tonight, but they wanted me to pass on that the code word for today for the attendance quiz is education. So definitely get your attendance. And I think this is the last class for all of you. So thank you so much for a great semester. I know I've only been around for the end of it, but it's great to see all of you throughout the last few weeks.
Awesome. And Dan?
And a big round of applause to the dApp course for absorbing us for the last 2 weeks. So thank you to that.
Okay, awesome. And finally, I will be presenting the student and team of the week for both week 12 and week 13 because last week we had our lockdown situation and couldn't do it then. So just give me a moment to pull that up. Oh yeah, so all of you should come hungry. We have an amazing surprise. We're going to be doing a awesome dinner party, so that'll be super exciting. Surprise is where it's from. So yeah, get hyped for that. Okay. All right, so let's settle down for our student of the week. Drum roll, please. And that is Nicholas. Yeah. So this is for inspiring discussion around class over Slack and overall having substantial contributions within and outside class. So congrats to Nicholas. Great job. Awesome. So for our team of the week of week 12, we have Reward Swap. Woo! So this is for conducting great work for startup building, crafting a fantastic pitch, and seamlessly melding blockchain with entrepreneurship and technology. So congrats to Surya, Dylan, Pauline, Avery, and Stanislaus. Woo! All right, and for our student of the week, week 13, drum roll please. That is Melissa. Woo! Yeah, so this is for outstanding contribution to the class and team and exceptional startup work. So congrats. Great job. All right, and for our final team of the week, week 13, give drum roll, please. This is Team Insider. And this is for developing great blockchain technology, conducting great work for startup building, and again, highlighting the spirit of entrepreneurship and technology. So congrats to Outerberg, Boyan, Kevin, Yuguang, and Yuhui. Great job. All right. And Dan, if you have any last words, since this is our final tech class.
I didn't get to see you guys enough in person, but Thursday let's spend some social time together, regardless of the outcome, whoever wins. So I'll see you guys again on Thursday. If you need me tomorrow, I'll be here in person. So go ahead and hit me up on Slack, shoot me a DM, we can talk about whatever you'd like. All right, thanks then.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. Like on the Cours, I got like